Hey folks, Dave here. Hope everybody's having a good day. We're going to make an Advent ornament for Christmas, and these can get really fancy, but we're just going to do a basic one, and then everybody can put their own spin on it and fancy them up as much as they want to. So we're going to use some free vectors from the internet, and I'll put links to those down in the description. And you may find some different ones out there that you want to try. But let's do this. Just go up and grab a circle and hold down the shift key and drag it out. And then go up top and switch from millimeters to inches right here. I go back and forth all day. Let's make this 4 inches. You can put the lock on in this case and just make it about 4 inches. That should be big enough. And then hit your selector tool. And remember, you can use your scroll to go in and out, and you can push down on it and move it around. So we will take this circle and duplicate it, then grab the corner, and then that duplicate one you can resize and make it smaller. And this is going to be our ring right here for the numbers. Bring it on down. And if you make it kind of small like that, you can ensure that the window where the numbers show up doesn't get too close to the edge. So that should be centered, but to check and make sure, you can select it, shift, select the outer edge, and then hit the bullseye. But typically it'll snap into place and go to center. So now you want to grab the smaller circle, duplicate that, and bring it out. Okay, so now we need a copy of the larger one. So click it, duplicate the larger one, bring it down, and then we need one more copy of that. Duplicate that and bring it over. So now we have the back, the front, and the ring that we'll put numbers on. So we want this to cut out, and we want it to be all grouped together. And you could just group it, but I like to select one and then shift select the other one, and then use the subtract button, subtract it out. Then you can go up to the preview, and it's on another screen. Let me grab it. I got a whole bunch of screens over here. And then you'll have your circle. You know how it's going to cut out. So now we want to put, this is one piece, by the way. Now it all selects together. So let's go grab a free vector and put us a little Santa head on top. Just grab the corner, size it down, use your mouse wheel to work in and out. And I believe we will flip this guy around. You can go to arrange and just flip horizontal. There he is. Then we'll grab the corner and turn him more toward the wood, and then resize a little bit more. And beyond the 4 inches we're doing for the ring, we're not really going to measure anything. I guess we'll make sure that's not too tall. You just want to be able to, something to grab with your finger and turn that around. Now here you can leave that selected, shift and select, and then do a vertical alignment to move it right to the center of the top there. Then you can select it, shift, and select the rest of it, and then go over to the left and click weld. Okay, so now we have our piece there. So now for the back here, we need to put something on it to that will come up above the Santa head, so you can put a little hook to hang it on the tree or wherever you want to hang it. So let me just get this one out of the way a little bit, and we'll just grab a circle and just drag something out, something you can put a hanger on. Don't forget to click your selector tool, go to arrange, rotate. We'll stick it in here and then grab the whole thing and drag it up here to make sure that where we're putting it goes above Santa. And I believe we can bring it down a little bit. And that should be pretty good. And you can put any shape up there that you want. You can put a star or something else. And there's plenty to choose from. I just centered that. So the same way we centered the Santa head. And there's plenty to choose from out there. So now we want to weld this. So select it, shift, select your circle, go over to the left and click weld. Now we have that piece. So now we need to put a little hole to put a hook on. So grab another circle. In this case, push shift, drag out your circle, let go and click your selector tool, shift, select the rest of your back there, and then click vertical alignment. And that's probably good, but we'll check it to make sure before we group that all together. I think we're good. Okay, so we can just group that. And that piece is done. This piece needs the numbers on it, so let's grab the text tool and we'll use Academy Engraved because it just engraves better. You can set it for a score and it'll look like it's engraved, which is pretty sweet. We'll switch that back to millimeters. We'll start with 10 and see how that works. See if that's large enough. And you just want to do numbers 1 through 25. I'm counting. That's why I'm not talking. I can't do them both at the same time. See? 25, 15 is not the same as 25. Okay, so click your arrow, drag this over, and we'll set it for a score. And remember, when you score or engrave, you need to grab that over here on the right and move it up above the cut line. You don't want to cut first and then score because it will just make a mess. So now let me squeeze in a little bit. You can see this little blue dot here. With your number selected now, you can grab that blue dot and you can just turn it into a circle. Like so. And then you can, let me get this back up. You can pull this down and then you can resize a little bit. And we'll put the little window wherever this ends up. just so it's not too close to the top edge and you have enough to do that with. All right, that should be centered, but you can, with it selected, you can shift, select everything else, hit the bullseye, and that did not do it. And I'll tell you why it didn't do it. Because I didn't consider this this head. It's counting the head in it. So I'm going to go Control Z a couple of times. And I'm going to center it where I think is right. I think that looks pretty good. And then you can grab this and it'll just, you can just spin it around, and that's what you're going to do when we get this done. It's going to be pretty cool. Hopefully the window won't show more than one number, but we'll see. We'll figure it out. So now we can, let's just put our window in here. You can grab a square and hold your shift key and just drag one out here somewhere, and then we will situate it where it needs to be. You can click your selector tool and then make it a cut. Just grab the whole thing and bring it up here. We will set that there. Hopefully we can get it back out of there. Let's make this larger. And then we'll get this box resized to where it needs to be. That looks pretty good. And then you can grab your numbers again, grab the corner, and make sure you can get each number in there. And I believe we can. The only number that might be a tad too close is 1, but I think we're still good. So we could bring those edges in here. Just grab that, squeeze it in a little bit. Be sure your 2-digit numbers will fit. Then try your turn again. Oh yeah, that's much better. Okay, so now we got to get that out in that first circle, hopefully. Nope, that didn't work. Well, I should have grouped it to start with, and then this would have came out. So, but it might not. All right, let me do this. Nope. So we actually have 2 lines right there, which, you know, I guess since I didn't group it together, there'll be 2 cut lines. I don't know if I can get just one of them out. Oh, maybe I can. Yep, there we go. And what made that possible to be able to pull that out is when you pull from the left, you get a red line. And you have to touch everything you want, or it won't grab it. And the only reason it grabbed this one and pulled it out is because it was grouped. So now we have our circle back. We can put this back there. Let me get in closer. I hope you enjoy watching me make mistakes, and I hope it helps you not to make as many. All right, I think we're okay again. We will get our other circle back. And then we'll put our square back in place. And then this time, we will group it if it's correct. we get it in the right spot. We'll just move it up a little bit at a time until we get it right. We'll get there, folks. I promise. Almost. I think we're okay. And see, when you pull from the right, you get a green line, and all you have to do is touch it to get it selected. Maybe just a hair more. Right there. Yep, we're good. So now we're just going to group this together. And we won't have to go through that again. All right, we're going to check our numbers again. Make sure we're good. And we look good. Now all we got to do is touch the box and get that back out of there. Okay. So this is good, and this is good. Now we want to do some writing on here and put maybe a Santa face on there. So let's go get one. And again, this one is free. And we're just gonna do a score. We're just going to make that a score, and you could cut it out. You could do an outline on it and then cut out around it and have the score on it. Of course, you could paint it. Whatever makes you happy, do that. So we're just going to do a vertical alignment, and it was pretty good. So, okay, so now we're going to put some text on here. And we're just going to say all caps, days till Christmas. And you can get as fancy with this as you want, but this should give you a basic idea of where to start. Doing another vertical alignment to straighten that up a little bit, and that's what we got. So let's see. I think we're okay. Letters might be the numbers might be a little wonky. There we go. And we will group all of this together so I don't lose any of it. And I'm just going to check it again. And I think we're good. And it doesn't matter that the Santa. First time I done one of these, I thought, well, my Santa or my character is covering the numbers, but it doesn't matter because this is the front and the only numbers you'll see is in the window. I know it seems simple, but I had to figure it out. All right, so we will get set up in the laser and we'll cut this out, see what it looks like. Okay, folks, I will be right back. Okay, folks, we're all set up. We're using a 3mm basswood that's solid. It's not plywood. Of course, you can do it on plywood. You can do it on a thinner wood since it's going to be 3 layers. But let's cut this out, see what it looks like.
Okay, folks, I don't know what I was thinking when I pulled this over to cut an extra piece. It's not needed. Sometimes the thoughts in my head don't come out quite right, but that's okay. I use it for something else. So let me put this together. We're going to use glue, and we'll get it together, take a look at it, and see how it looks. All right, I'll be back after a while. Okay, folks, here's our finished product. Turns out I did need this piece just for demonstration purposes. I put glue on both sides of this, just right in the center, and put it in the circle with the numbers, and just clamped everything together and let it dry. And then this will just move around for the day. And you've got an Advent ornament. Pretty simple and plain, but the concept is there and you can add to it. So I'll put links to the vectors in the description, and you can go out and give this a try. I appreciate you watching. I enjoyed doing it, and we'll have some more coming soon. So y'all take care, and we'll see you next time. Thank you.